Hey guys, thanks so much for logging in. If you're just logging in right now, we're going to get started at the top of the hour in the next couple of minutes. And yes, you are in the right place. This is the ultimate guide to learn Salesforce webinar for end users, where I am going to teach you how to learn Salesforce without pulling your hair out. And again, thank you for joining us today. Make sure to stick around, go get a glass of water, cut out any distractions, go get a pen and paper out. Get ready to take notes because we are going to cover a lot of information during the session. Hang tight. By the way, if you guys want, if you have not already, you can feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn, on Twitter, where I share lots of information associated to Salesforce, best practices and tips and ideas and new blog posts, not even written by me, written by others in the Salesforce community. You can also feel free to use the hashtag Brainy8Live to share any thoughts, ideas, or anything you learned today. Go ahead and share it with others in order to show them that you are about to become a Salesforce rock star. Just doing an audio check. If you can hear me, please type in "I can hear you" in the question box on the GoToWebinar control panel. We do have a lot of people who have registered for today's webinar. Just want to give folks a few more minutes to log in. I see a bunch of familiar faces. Hey there, John. Hello, Susan. Susan's from the New York City user group. Hello, Marco. I really appreciate you guys joining me here today. As a little bonus, I'm going to give you all of the resources that I will be covering during today's session. You're going to have the links for all of these awesome resources so that you can learn how to use Salesforce. They're going to help you learn Salesforce on your own, completely 100% free. If you want these resources, just stick around, and I'm going to share with you in a little bit how you can get your own copy of all these resources. During today's webinar, I'm going to teach you and I'm going to show you where you can find free resources to learn Salesforce as an end user. I'm going to show you which blogs to follow in order to learn Salesforce features. I'm going to show you how you can leverage YouTube, the Salesforce Trailblazer Community, user groups, Trailhead, and the Salesforce Help Portal to stay on top of speed, to stay on top of your game as it relates to Salesforce. And I'm going to share with you my secret to learn Salesforce quickly and painlessly. I sure hope that you are as excited as I am. And if you are, go ahead and type in "I'm ready" in the question window of the GoToWebinar control panel. Great. I see you guys are really pumped. This is very cool. Awesome. By the way, I'm trying to keep on my screen here, I'm trying to just to let you know what's going on. Keeping tabs on the camera to make sure that you guys are seeing what you're supposed to see, seeing my slides that I'm sharing with you, keeping mindful of the question box to see any feedback, any questions that you guys have. So I'm looking all over the place. No, it's not like I'm looking at Facebook here while I'm talking to you guys. Anyway, let's talk a little bit about learning Salesforce and the myth that it's complicated. So a lot of people think that learning Salesforce is complicated, and today I'm going to show you how you can do this without spending tons of hours researching Google and YouTube. I'm going to show you how you can do this without getting frustrated because you don't have anyone to turn to, without spending an entire week in an oversized class, feeling lost and overwhelmed, and without paying over $4,000 for a training class. My goal for this presentation is to empower you. I want you guys to feel confident learning Salesforce. I want to help you generate more business, and I want to help you enable you to take control and change the trajectory of your career. Because my mission is to serve you as members of the Salesforce community to improve your career and enhance your world through the Salesforce platform. But before we move forward, I need you to tell me, using the question box in the GoToWebinar control panel, tell me what brought you here today. Let me take a look at some of the feedback that we have here. So Peter says, I'm expected to use Salesforce, yet they haven't exactly provided me with any training. Yep. Christina says, I have a basic understanding of Salesforce, but I'm struggling with simple things like finding prospects or customers, or logging calls, or pulling lists, reports, or dashboards of my current pipeline or open tasks. Steve says, I'm sick and tired of searching on Google only to find that the results are typically for developers or admins. Diana says, my limited Salesforce skills are starting to cost me lots of money in terms of lost business. Yvonne says, I am having trouble finding my prospects. Deals are slipping through the cracks. Craig says, I spend so many hours searching YouTube just trying to figure out how to pull a list of my customers from Salesforce, and after endless searching, I'm ready to strangle someone, and I still haven't made any progress in terms of figuring out how to pull that list of customers. Yep, I get that. Lydia says, my colleagues all know Salesforce better than me, and it's starting to get really embarrassing, and my job might be on the line. Julie says, I am currently job hunting, and it seems that most every interview I go on, they keep asking me about my skills using Salesforce as a sales rep. I can't speak confidently about Salesforce, and it's starting to show. That is painful. I totally get it. Well, guess what? This is all about the change. By joining us here today, you guys have already acknowledged to yourself that you're ready to make a change. You realize that learning Salesforce on your own just doesn't work. You're going to be empowered to change the trajectory of your career options and your income. For me personally, the most exciting part is that I am going to be the one to help you. And you know what? I didn't have to join any secret clubs in order to learn Salesforce. I never learned computer programming. I don't know how to code anything. The tools that I use to use Salesforce every day and to stay up to date on all things related to Salesforce are so basic and simple, they're going to blow you away. And guess what? I did not always know Salesforce. Yep, I was a philosophy major. I went to law school thinking that I was going to be practicing law for the rest of my life. I am an attorney. I'm admitted to practice law in New York, New Jersey, and Washington, D.C., and in spite of that, I'm currently retired from the legal profession in order to focus exclusively on helping people to use Salesforce. I was first introduced to Salesforce back in 2007 when I was working at GE Capital. Although I had already developed some solid expertise in CRMs back in 2007, I had absolutely no clue if Salesforce was one word or two or how it was different from any other CRM on the market. For those of you who don't recall, 2007, the economy started a major downward spiral, leading to a major financial crisis. Working in the financial services industry, tensions were quite high for most employees and layoffs were happening everywhere. While many mortgage companies and banks and other financial institutions were closing up shop, our country started to see a dramatic rise in bankruptcies and foreclosures. Staying employed and finding a job were on the top of everyone's mind. While GE Capital certainly provided me with lots of resources to learn Salesforce, and I started becoming responsible for helping to roll out Salesforce at GE Capital, I realized that I was lucky enough to find myself in a situation where I could embrace this new platform and leverage it to secure my own career and my own ability to support my family. And as much as I was panicking about getting laid off in 2007, I did not get laid off until 8 years later. Do you know what it's like to walk around for 8 years thinking that you're about to get laid off? Believe me, I was not overreacting. This was a reality. And you know what? I survived. Today, I am CEO of Brainy8, and I'm an instructor in Brainy8 Academy. Brainy8 is a Salesforce partner where my team and I help our clients to use Salesforce most efficiently in order to generate more business, to automate processes, and to work more efficiently. About a month ago, I launched Brainy8 Academy, which is an online, on-demand school primarily geared towards end users. Regular business folks like yourselves, people who are not developers, who are not admins, allowing them to learn Salesforce easily, painlessly, and from anywhere. I'm also a Salesforce user group leader, both for the New York City user group as well as the Northern New Jersey user group. I'll share a little bit more about user groups in a little bit and how you can leverage them in order to benefit your own career. The upper portion of the screen, by the way, is a screenshot of the Salesforce Community Group's website. And yes, the goofy-looking guy in the upper left-hand side giving a high five to Cody the Bear, that's me. Salesforce recently asked me to come in and do a photo shoot in New York City, and this is one of the many photos that they took of me. Each time I stumble on it, I do a double take and I chuckle. A little over a year ago, I was selected by Salesforce as an MVP. For those of you who are not familiar with the Salesforce MVP program, Salesforce MVPs are individuals selected by Salesforce based on the sharing of knowledge and demonstrated leadership in the Salesforce community. Today, there are approximately 200 or so people around the globe that Salesforce has included in their MVP program, and I'm honored and humbled to be one of them. In case you don't recognize the two gentlemen that I'm with on the bottom of the screen, the guy on the left is the Salesforce CEO, Mark Benioff, and on the right is Salesforce co-founder, Parker Harris. Believe it or not, both of them happen to be incredibly down-to-earth, practical, and super smart and funny people. About a year ago, I partnered up with Moodys Analytics for an interesting project that I wanted to share with you. Moodys Analytics asked me to provide Salesforce training for one of the largest investment banking firms in China called Guangfa Securities. They flew me out to Guangzhou, China for a couple of days so that I can train approximately 80 employees on how to use Salesforce to track prospects, customers, and deals. There was just one interesting wrinkle. My students did not speak English, and by the way, I do not speak Chinese. Moodys asked me to share with them all of my slides in advance, and what they did was they translated all my slides from English to Chinese, and they printed it out in a book format, and they placed it on each person's chair when they arrived in the morning. The photo that you see on the top here is a snapshot of that book, along with my bio that they provided for all of their attendees. Moodys also arranged for an interpreter to fly out from Toronto, Canada, and meet me in Guangzhou, and she stood at my side the entire time while I was at the front of the room translating everything that I was saying from English to Chinese, and then translating back to me any questions or comments or feedback that came in from the participants. And I got to tell you, I was pretty nervous about this entire experience, but it turned out to be a wonderful, rewarding, and fascinating trip, and I was incredibly thankful for the opportunity to provide my knowledge to them in spite of that language barrier. Let me remind you, I am not a programmer of any kind. I can't develop the simplest page of HTML if my life depended on it. I was a philosophy major, I'm an attorney, and I decided to leverage my Salesforce skills to control my own financial future. And now, let me start sharing with you the free resources that I promised to help you learn Salesforce like a rock star. You guys ready? If so, go ahead and type ready in the questions section in the GoToWebinar control panel. By the way, as I mentioned these resources, as I mentioned any of these resources, go ahead and let me know in the question box if some of these are new to you, if you are already familiar with it. And just as a reminder, as a bonus, I'm going to give you guys all of the links, not only to all of the resources that I'm about to cover, I'm actually going to give you more resources than we have time to cover during today's session. You guys are going to completely love this. If you want a copy, please stick around until the very end, and I'm going to tell you how you can get your very own copy. And I have to tell you, over the last couple of days, a lot of folks in the Salesforce community, other Salesforce consultants and Salesforce trainers have approached me and said, are you out of your mind? You're giving away all of this stuff for free? You're going to tell people how they can learn Salesforce on their own? Isn't that going to cannibalize your own business? And I got to tell you, what I told them is, look, do you know why I went to law school? I went to law school so I can be an attorney, so I can help people. I wanted to help people using my brain and using the legal system as a tool because I want to make a positive impact on people's lives. And right now, what I'm doing in the Salesforce space is really the exact same thing. I want to be passionate and excited about helping people to improve their careers, to improve their lives, to improve the organizations that they are part of, the organizations that they are responsible for using the Salesforce platform. Salesforce in the end is really just a tool, but I want to be the catalyst to help you guys to use that tool even better. And because if I can help you as individuals, you're then going to turn around and you're going to help the organization. And guess what? Believe it or not, I don't mean to sound corny, but it does make the world a better place. Anyway, enough rambling on my part. Let's get into the material. We have a lot of material to cover, and that's what you came for. So let's dive right in. So the first thing that I want to share with you is Trailhead. If you're not familiar with it, Trailhead is an amazing resource. It was created by Salesforce, allowing anyone to learn Salesforce absolutely for free from any internet connection. If you're not already familiar with Trailhead, let me tell you, Trailhead is a fun way to learn Salesforce at your own pace. Most of the content in Trailhead is admittedly geared towards programmers, techies who are either Salesforce admins or developers. However, there is some great content in here for you guys to help you as end users. As you can see just from looking at the screen and by the name, the motif around Trailhead is all about concepts around hiking and camping. You've got trails in here in Trailhead, and those trails, they're basically lesson plans that consist of multiple modules. When you complete various modules and you earn points, you can then complete even more trails and you can earn badges, and then you can even earn super badges. There's a lot of content in here that's also focused around different projects. Again, some of those projects are geared towards Salesforce developers and admins, but I think that you guys can benefit from some of it as well. So here we're looking at a screen from within Trailhead. When you dive into some of the content on Trailhead, you're going to see that it consists primarily of text explaining some features, how they're designed, and how you can use them. Occasionally, you're also going to see some screenshots and videos showing you a little bit more, giving you some insight on certain features. Here you can see that on Trailhead, you can filter content. On the upper portion of the screen, look, you see the yellow arrow. You can filter content based on your role so that you can select business user on the top. When you apply the filters on the top of the screen, the content on the lower portion of the screen is going to get updated in order to show only the content that's relevant based on the filters that you selected. By looking at any individual tile, you can see the estimated time that it'll take you to complete that module and or trail and how many modules it contains. By drilling into any tile, you're going to see all of the content that's contained within it. So let's go ahead and take a look and see what we get to when we click on Accounts and Contacts. See, here we can see by clicking on Accounts and Contacts, there are two sections: getting started with accounts and contacts and understanding the account and contact relationships. And now I'm going to show you what we are looking at when we get into the content. We can see that we have text, we have some screenshots, we have more text, we have more screenshots, and you sort of get the feel that you're looking at a user manual. And that's really the point. So sometimes there's videos in there as well, but basically this is telling you here's all of the information that you need to know. Here are all of the steps that you need to do in order to complete whatever content it is that we're covering in this particular section that we're looking at. All right, resource number 2. Salesforce user group events. Salesforce user groups, if you're not familiar with them, they're essentially volunteer-based groups that's attended by professionals like yourself, people who get together in cities all around the world in order to connect, share ideas, collaborate, network, and help each other. As I mentioned earlier, I am a New York user group leader, both for the New York City user group as well as the Northern New Jersey user group. Our New York City user group typically gets together about once a month in Manhattan. Typically, we have about 150 to 200 people who come together to learn, to collaborate, to share ideas, best practices, talk about new features, solve problems, all on the Salesforce platform. A Northern New Jersey user group gets together about once every other month. I mean, sometimes we get together at companies like L'Oreal or Chubb, Wyndham. The Northern New Jersey user group usually has attendance of about 70 to 100 people joining. And these networking and learning events are really quite a bit of fun. Attendees, by the way, are not only regular business users, but also admins and developers, and sometimes we even get Salesforce employees who join us. I have to tell you that local user group events are probably the best way that you guys can connect with others in your area, get an understanding of new features, get inspired from others who are using Salesforce in some really cool, creative, interesting ways, and it's an amazing networking opportunity for you. You can learn more at one user group than you can spending 20 hours searching online. And here we are looking at the screen. I'm giving you a walkthrough, looking at the Salesforce user group website. And you can see I'm clicking on user groups. And because I'm located in the Northern New Jersey area, when the next screen comes up, it's going to automatically be filtered to show me those user groups within my geographic area. If I drill into any one of these user groups, I will see some details regarding the events, who the user group leaders are, when the next time they're getting together, etc. So this is some really powerful stuff. I encourage you to look for your local user groups, join your local user groups, and you're going to see, by the way, you might even make some great friends during these events. So this is just some great resources that are available to you, completely free. The next resource that I want to share with you is the Trailblazer Community, formerly known as the Salesforce Success Community. I often describe the Trailblazer Community as sort of like Facebook for people who use Salesforce. The Trailblazer Community is jam-packed with tons of resources for the beginner as well as the experienced Salesforce professional. The Trailblazer Community is where you're going to find areas to post questions. You can search for answers. You can find documentation. You can post ideas for new features that you'd like to see in Salesforce. There's actually a whole lot more. I could probably spend an entire hour just talking about everything that's located in the Trailblazer community. Right now, you can see that I'm on the Home tab. And in a moment, I'm going to show you what it's like when we click on the Help tab, the third tab from the top. So let me show you this click-through stream. So we can see over here that if I go ahead and click in the Help section, I'm going to see that there's another option on the right-hand side where it says Get Started. And if I go click in here, I can see that cutting across the top are the different types, the different features of Salesforce, the different roles that I play in the organization. And I can drill in to different areas of content that I'm interested in. And as I keep drilling in, I'm going to find additional videos, additional documentation, all the guides that I need to learn more about that particular topic. And by the way, you might not have realized, but there really is a full user manual in order to learn how to use Salesforce. This is a full-blown PDF that's over 7,400 pages long. Here I'm going to show you how you can get to it. From the Trailblazer community, I'm going to click on Help. Then I'm going to click on Documentation. You see on the left-hand side, Documentation. And once the screen gets updated, I'm going to scroll all the way down, and I'm going to see an option on the bottom of the screen where it says Full Salesforce User Manual. And when I click on it, I can download the entire document, all 7,413 pages of it in all its glory. And by the way, this is updated on a quarterly basis by Salesforce employees, so you can always be rest assured that this is the most recent updated information that you can get officially from Salesforce on all of the features and all of the functionality that's available. Next up, YouTube. I mentioned YouTube a couple of times. Don't get me wrong. I am not knocking YouTube whatsoever. YouTube is one of my favorite go-to resources to learn anything that I need to know about Salesforce, but it can certainly be overwhelming and it can feel intimidating for end users. For you guys, I'm going to show you where you can find a gem of tons of short little video clips that show sprinklings of how to do various things in Salesforce. When you go to YouTube, you need to navigate over to the Salesforce account. So here you can see on my screen, I'm on the Salesforce account. Once you're there, you simply select where it says Playlists. And once you select on playlist, you're going to see that there's sort of, I'll call it a master playlist, sort of like a parent playlist where there are really child playlists underneath it. And that master playlist is called How To ... in Salesforce. And here you can find lots of additional playlists that contain anywhere from 2 to 51 videos contained within each playlist. And by the way, these are awesome videos. Next up, we're going to talk about blogs. I love blogs. And probably one of the biggest challenges associated with blogs is trying to keep up with all of them. So I've stumbled on a tool that's called Feedly. Feedly is a tool that helps to aggregate all kinds of blogs, and it allows you to group them and categorize them however you want. So I essentially did all of the hard work for you. Not only have I already done the research to find the 200 plus coolest Salesforce blogs out there, I use Feedly to group them together for myself, and that's how I stay up to date on my favorite Salesforce-related blogs. But also using Feedly, I can simply package up all of these blogs that I subscribe to, and I can share them with anyone at all. So I will be sharing with you the link where you can quickly and easily access my entire collection of Salesforce blogs. And all you have to do is go to the link that I'm showing here on the screen, feedly.com/DavidGiller/Salesforce, capital S. So here you can see all of my shared Feedly collections. And once I navigate over to the Salesforce collection, you can see that it contains 217 blogs. And over 12,000 people have already subscribed to this Feedly collection. And by the way, once I share this link with you, all you guys have to do is click on that green follow all button, and you will instantly have access to all of these blogs. And here is my screen once I'm logged in as a subscriber to, or the creator of this collection within Feedly. You can see on the left-hand side where it says Salesforce, and underneath it, indented, are all of the different blogs that are contained within it. And we can see over here that I'm selected on the left-hand side. I've clicked on the button click admin blog, and that's the content that we see in the main portion of the screen. All of the most recent articles that have been posted for that blog since the last time I went to Feedly to check on all of the articles. So, do you guys have any questions or comments based on anything that I showed you so far? All right, let's just fill it in, type in the question box in the GoToWebinar control panel. So Lori wants to know, how do we get the handout, the cheat sheet list of all the resources that you've talked about so far? So that is a great question. For everyone who registered for this webinar, I have your email address, and I am going to send out, actually you should be getting it during the course of this webinar. I automated it at about 1:45 Eastern. You should all be getting an email with a link to download the cheat sheet. That should be hitting your inbox. Jim wants to know, you showed a whole lot of content, lots of great resources, but how do we know specifically which Trailhead modules or getting started documents or YouTube videos are most relevant? That is a great question. So it's difficult to say. It does take quite a bit of research because, once you do a search, whether it's on in the YouTube playlist or you're looking in the Getting Started Documents section, it's hard to know. Let's say, for example, if you say, hey, I need to know about accounts and contacts. Well, what is it that you need to know? Do you need to know why you can't see certain records that your colleagues can see, or why you see duplicate records, or how to prevent duplicate records, or how to associate a contact to a different account? So in a sense, the devil is in the details. So again, here I'm giving you the total free resources that are available, and the best free resources that are available to help you guys. But it does still take quite a bit of homework in order to further refine from within these resources exactly what is most relevant and most appropriate for the challenges that you are faced with. So we've been on here for a little bit, and I've given you some of the best information regarding how to use Salesforce absolutely free so that you can be more productive and more efficient and work smarter in Salesforce. But guess what? There's only so much that you can apply from the information that I've given to you so far. You can certainly go and you can do this on your own. Look, I'm someone who lives and breathes Salesforce every single day. All day, that's all I do. I am a total Salesforce geek. These are the resources I just shared with you, the resources that I use all the time. These are my go-to resources. Most of you, though, are primarily focused not on Salesforce features. You're focused on business operations. Whether you're in sales, you're in marketing, you're in customer service, you simply don't have the time to be searching through each and every one of the resources that I just shared with you so that you can find just the specific information you need in order to pull a list of customers and prospects. Your time is more valuable. And if you try to do this on your own, you are going to struggle. I can guarantee that. Many of you have already tried to learn some of this stuff on your own, and you know exactly what I'm talking about in terms of spinning your wheels, finding irrelevant or confusing information online. I've got many years of experience in using Salesforce and providing end-user training and showing best practices to business professionals on how to use Salesforce to make their lives easier. For better or for worse, I am a Salesforce geek. I'm living and breathing this stuff every day for the last 10 years. I just want you guys to know that I'm putting together a specific solution available right now, today, and I think you are going to love this stuff. I've already trained tens of thousands of business professionals like yourself on how to use Salesforce like a rock star. So let me ask you, do you want to optimize your time so that you don't have to sift through all of the Salesforce information that's out there and just teach you what you need to know? Do you want to have an experienced instructor teach you Salesforce in normal English without sounding like a developer? Do you want to be able to reach out to someone with questions and get help when you're stuck trying to learn Salesforce? Do you want to spend as little time possible learning Salesforce? Let me ask you, how many of you really want to learn Salesforce quickly, efficiently, and take your career to the next level? If you really want to learn painlessly to help generate more leads, follow up with your customers and prospects, help improve your career, and develop the skills that you need to be successful in the workplace today, go ahead and type yes in the question box now. If you're totally cool using the tools that I showed you so far and you feel that you can do it on your own, then the rest of this training is not for you. Each of you who registered for this webinar, you're going to be getting an automated email that includes not only the links to all the resources that I mentioned earlier, I am actually including in that email tons of additional links to additional free Salesforce training resources that I didn't even have time to cover in today's session. If you want to just use those free resources that I shared with you so far, and you've got the time to watch every video and find every Trailhead module and every help desk document that you need in order to learn Salesforce properly, that is awesome. You can feel free to drop off this webinar because you're good to go. Check your inbox. You're going to find the email from me with all of the links, and you are totally good to go. If, on the other hand, you want to optimize your time and you want to take your career to a whole new level without doing all of that research and all of that homework, then keep watching, because I want to introduce you to the ultimate training that's going to help you continue your Salesforce education, and it will change your life. I want to introduce you to my inaugural live online course, Salesforce Bootcamp for Busy Professionals. This is a brand new program that I have never offered before, and you are going to love this. And by the way, here's some feedback that I've received from people from my prior Salesforce training courses. Daryl over here, Daryl on the top, he's a former U.S. Marine from Colorado. Until recently, Daryl was working on the Salesforce platform over at Staples. Matthew here in the center. Matthew is a Salesforce trainer at Simplest, based out of Florida. And Daniel down below. Daniel is a senior manager of enterprise innovation at YAI Network, based out of New York City. Earlier, I was mentioning to you about Moodys and my experience in China. Yahweh on the top over here, Yahweh works for Moodys. He's the one who reached out to me. He's the one who sent me off to China to do this training. Here's the feedback that you could see from Moodys. Patricia down below. Patricia and I used to work together on some Salesforce training initiatives focused exclusively on campaign management for marketing automation. So let me tell you more about this new live Salesforce Bootcamp course that I'm offering you guys today. This is an 8-unit, 1 hour per week course. Once a week, we're going to spend an hour together via GoToMeeting, where you guys will not be muted, and we can interact more in small classes of no more than 20 people. We're going to have 8 units. The first unit is navigating Salesforce. The next unit, managing leads. The third unit, working with contacts and accounts. The fourth unit, we're going to cover everything about tracking opportunities, tracking your pipeline. And by the way, if you're in nonprofits, we're talking about tracking of the donations, of in-kind gifts, of memberships. Unit 5, we're going to be talking about managing of campaigns. And by the way, campaigns are not only email campaigns. Campaigns are also calling campaigns, trade shows, webinars, networking events, the different lists that you might be using to purchase your leads. Campaigns are way more than just email campaigns. Email campaigns are part of it, but it's just one small component of campaigns. And in Unit 6, we're going to be covering everything about working with cases. In Unit 7, we're going to learn how to collaborate better with Chatter. We're going to take all of the internal clutter that happens on your inbox, and bring that into Chatter directly into Salesforce on the appropriate records. We're going to learn how we can do that and free up your inbox a little bit. In Unit 8, we're going to be talking about reports and dashboards, how you can pull all of the metrics, all of the analytics of all of the data that is important to you in Salesforce. I have consolidated and filtered through the masses of information that's available to identify what you need to know to use Salesforce efficiently. I've taken all of my experience doing not only Salesforce training, but corporate training that I've done over the last 20 years and synthesized it down to an easy to digest and simple to follow curriculum. I put together a core curriculum that's most essential in terms of the features that you need to know in order to do your job. This course is going to help you learn Salesforce. It's going to help you make more money. It's going to help you save time. It's going to improve the way you feel about your job. It's going to help you improve your career and your confidence at work. This solution is an easy approach to learn Salesforce without feeling overwhelmed and without taking up too much of your time. And by the way, no prior Salesforce experience is required. This course is going to allow you to track your prospects and customers effectively in Salesforce. It will teach you how to manage your tasks and identify all open follow-up items. It'll help you provide exceptional customer support. It'll help you close more deals. It's going to help you analyze your performance metrics using Salesforce reports and dashboards from your desktop or your mobile device. It's going to help you run your business from your phone or your tablet with the Salesforce One mobile app. These will be live, interactive, web-based Salesforce training classes done through GoToMeeting. It's only going to take 1 hour a week for a total of 8 sessions. I'm purposely limiting each class size to 20 students max. The reason why I'm doing this is because I want to make sure to give you guys all of the attention you need to make sure that you succeed. And by the way, once you enroll, you're going to get an email that will have a link to a survey asking you to tell us what is your preferred day of the week and what is your preferred time of day to join the live classes. We're also going to ask you whether or not you need training in Salesforce Classic or Landing Experience. Yes, I am offering classes on each. We're also going to have special classes for nonprofits. So we need to know whether or not you're in a nonprofit using the Nonprofit Starter Pack or not. Enrollment opens today, right now, for classes that are going to start the week of November 13th. Let me show you what you're going to get once you enroll. Aside from the live interactive classes starting the week of November 13th, you will get immediate access to several pre-recorded classes. Here I'm showing you what these classes look like once you're enrolled. Each class has a structured curriculum, that's what you see on the left-hand side, video components where I'm either speaking to the camera or showing my screen in Salesforce, and you will have the corresponding links for any resource that I mention during the lectures. You're also going to have access to all 6 of these pre-recorded Salesforce classes. So what are we talking about? On the upper left-hand side, we see we're talking about Salesforce One, the mobile app. All the other 5 classes are all focused on Salesforce Classic. So lower left-hand side, how to navigate Salesforce Classic. Upper center, where we have managing leads on Salesforce Classic. Lower down in the center, how to manage contacts in Salesforce Classic. On the upper right-hand side, managing accounts in Salesforce Classic. And the lower right, how to manage opportunities in Salesforce Classic. Oh, and by the way, you're also going to get a 1-hour one-on-one coaching call scheduled with me to help make sure that you are feeling confident and comfortable with everything that I'm teaching you. So let's take a look at this. What is this training worth? We've got the live Salesforce Bootcamp, 1 hour a week for 8 weeks. We've got the pre-recorded classes, 6 pre-recorded classes that are worth $12.95. We've got the 1-hour one-on-one live coaching call, and you will also get access to the exclusive Brainy8 Academy community. This is a total value of over $6,000. By the way, when you participate in this course, you can rest assured that's totally risk-free. If you aren't learning what you need to know in Salesforce after 30 days, you just need to show us your completed workbooks, screenshots of your results, demonstrating that you've actually done all of the training and tried to learn what I'm teaching you. And if that still doesn't do it for you, well, you get a refund. If you enroll in this live Salesforce Bootcamp right now, you're going to get the live interactive Salesforce training classes conducted by me personally, Salesforce MVP, Salesforce speaker, user group leader, and experienced Salesforce trainer. You're going to get online classes meeting just 1 hour a week, starting the week of November 13th for 8 weeks. You're going to get all of this material that's accessible from any internet connection. We're going to have small class sizes of no more than 20 people per class. We have a carefully selected curriculum. You're going to be able to choose between either Salesforce Classic or learning experience. If you miss any of our live sessions, you're going to have access to the recordings. You'll get immediate access to 6 pre-recorded classes that you can start your learning journey between now and our first live class the week of November 13th. This includes the Salesforce One mobile app course, navigating in Salesforce Classic, managing leads in Salesforce Classic, working with contacts and accounts in Classic, tracking opportunities in Salesforce Classic. And by the way, even if you attend the live sessions, you're going to still be able to leverage the recordings of those live sessions in order to review and catch up if you need to. Your access to the recorded classes never expire. That's right, you will have lifetime access to the recordings from our live classes. You're going to get the exclusive access to our Brainiate Academy community, where you can ask questions, you can get more clarification, get the support you need to make sure that you know how to use Salesforce to be effective at your job. You're going to get a 1-hour one-on-one coaching call scheduled with me to help further ensure that you're getting the most out of this program. And you get all of this for $14.98, for under $1,500. You have the opportunity to completely change the trajectory of your career. Your earning potential will change, and it's going to open up more career options for yourself. I have never seen a Salesforce training course anywhere that offers all of this for under $6,000. As a matter of fact, I have never seen anyone offer any type of Salesforce training course for business end users that's this powerful, this good, while focused exclusively on you. I've got thousands of professionals, non-techies, that I have trained on Salesforce before over the last 10 years. It started when I was working at GE Capital. It continues in my role as a Salesforce user group leader for the New York City user group and the Northern New Jersey user group. When Salesforce holds events like their World Tour in the Jacob Javits Center in Manhattan or in Boston, or the once-a-year mega Salesforce conference, Dreamforce, when Salesforce holds these events, they typically give me an opportunity to get on stage in front of an audience of hundreds of people and share best practices. When Salesforce holds these events, I'm assigned a time slot where I'm manning the Salesforce booth, answering questions by Salesforce customers who are attending the event. As a Salesforce MVP, I often do quite a bit of public speaking and training, teaching best practices and cool tricks on how to use Salesforce most efficiently. And here I am for the first time ever offering a live web-based training class that will give you the opportunity to learn Salesforce directly from me, from the comfort of your own desk, yet in a small, intimate classroom-style virtual setting with no more than 20 people per class for just 1 hour a week. You're going to get access to the exclusive Brainiate Academy community, where you can ask questions and get further clarification on anything that you are stumped with. You're going to get to schedule a 1-hour one-on-one coaching call with me at any point throughout the duration of your 8-week class. You're going to get lifetime access to the recordings of the live classes so that you can review them to make sure that you're caught up on all of the information that I'm going to be sharing with you. For me, I got to tell you, this is a little bit mind-blowing, but I decided to do this. You know why? Because it hurts me to see so many successful professionals like you struggling with Salesforce. And right now, there are not many options available to learn Salesforce painlessly. I can tell you that I will in the future raise the price for this type of course. It will likely be double what you see here right now on the screen, but I wanted to offer this to you guys first. You are the first people to see this, and it's only $1,498 if you sign up right now. Again, class sizes are going to be limited to 20 people, and this is only going to last 8 weeks. After the 8-week period, if I survive this experience, I plan to offer it again. But there's no way that I'm going to be offering all of this at this rate. Go to live.brainiate.com right now and register. When you go to live.brainiate.com, you're going to see this page. Again, it's $14.98 for a one-time payment today. For $14.98, you're going to get the live interactive training classes. You're going to get the classes that are 1 hour a week starting November 13th for 8 weeks. The live classes are going to be done through GoToMeeting. The pre-recorded classes, you're going to get immediate access to 6 pre-recorded classes accessible from any internet connection on any device. The live classes are going to be small, maximum 20 students in each class. You can choose between Classic or Salesforce or Lightning Experience. We have a carefully selected curriculum to make sure that you get only the most essential information that you need to be effective in your job as a business person, not as a developer and not as an admin. If you miss any of the live sessions, you have access to the recordings. Looking to see if there are any questions. Wow, this is exciting. Great stuff. Can't wait to start. You guys are funny. All right. Each week, you guys are going to log in live to our GoToMeeting. You guys will not be muted during these live classes. Each week, I'm going to teach you something new, and we're going to have a live Q&A. You're going to get the top advice, the best coaching that you can get on how to use Salesforce as an end user without having to read all of the blog articles and watch all of those YouTube videos and sift through all of the the Help Portal documentation that's going to make you want to pull your hair out. You're going to get all of this for $14.98. And I have to tell you, that's kind of blowing my mind talking about it. I'm very excited that you guys are seeing this. And part of me is thinking I really should have priced this a little bit higher, because I know anyone else sitting in my shoes probably would be charging double, if not more, for the same course. You're going to enroll right now, $14.98. It's live.brainy8.com. Go there right now, fill out your name, put in your information. You can pay through credit card, PayPal, and complete your purchase. I want to see everyone go there right now to that page so that you can see this. You'll get instant access to the Salesforce One mobile app course plus 5 additional Salesforce Classic courses. This is what you're going to see when you get access to it instantly. You'll get immediate access to 6 full-blown courses specifically and exclusively done by me for end users like you, teaching you how to use Salesforce. This course is for people who are struggling with Salesforce, who don't have the time, the patience to read through all of the articles, the documents, the blog posts, watch all the YouTube videos, and they just want the most essential, important, and relevant information filtered and presented in a way that is simple and easy to understand. You're going to get immediate access to all of the lectures that I have in the Salesforce One mobile app and 5 additional courses, all focused on how to use Salesforce Classic. You'll be entitled to access the exclusive Brainy 8 Academy community. You'll be securing your seat at my upcoming live Salesforce Training Bootcamp. We're going to meet 1 hour a week for 8 weeks. You'll be able to schedule a one-time, 1 hour, one-on-one live coaching call with me. This is going to change your world, guys. Why? Because you're going to be able to quickly find, update, and create new prospects and customers in Salesforce. You're going to learn how to pull lists, how to create your own reports and dashboards. You're going to learn how to log activities, how to create tasks, how to assign those tasks to other people and keep track of their status. You're going to learn how to pull pipeline reports. You're going to learn how to organize and track your calling campaigns, how to track leads that you might be meeting at trade shows and networking events, and right now they're sitting in the form of business cards in someone's pocket. You're going to learn how to track customer service issues that might come up. Imagine for a minute that a customer calls in within a couple of seconds of picking up the phone. You talk to them and you're able to quickly find their record and review their history, and instantly you can speak confidently about them. Confidently to them about your prior conversations, about prior transactions, about deals that you're working on with them, about recent calls that you've had with them. Imagine sitting in the parking lot right before you go to meet with a customer, and you're looking on your phone and just refreshing your memory of everything that you have going on with that particular customer. From your phone, from the parking lot, you can see all of the call logs, all of the customer service issues, all of the trade shows that you invited them to, all of the newsletters that they got in the past. All of that from your pocket. That's unbelievable. If you don't have access, if you don't know how to do this stuff today, you need this class. This can completely transform the way you work every single day. Having these skills can make you far better, not only at your current job, it's going to make you far more marketable for any future job that you might want to pursue. You're going to get some of the most powerful and impactful, best kept secrets on how to use Salesforce like a pro. I'm telling you that. By the way, I often tell people, if you can figure out how to use a smartphone, I can teach you how to use Salesforce. I've been able to train senior executives who are in their late 70s and in their 80s. I've been able to train college interns who didn't understand the first thing about databases. When I went to China for Moodys, I trained a room full of people who didn't even speak English. Okay, they sent an interpreter with me, fine. But still, if I can train all of those people on how to use Salesforce, believe me, I can train you too. You're going to get all of this for $14.98. I have to tell you, that is a little bit insane. Go to live.brainy8.com. We had several hundred people register for today's webinar. You guys came here for a reason. I want to make sure that I continue to support you guys with the type of training that's going to get you the results that you need. Just looking here at some of the comments that are coming in. You guys are really pumped. This is very, very cool. Okay, what else do I need to tell you guys? So you guys have a couple of questions for me. Let's see some of these questions over here. A lot of comments. Congratulations. I see a bunch of you guys are signing up. I'm getting these email notifications coming up over here. I want to just acknowledge some folks who are signing up, congratulate you for being some of the first members in the live bootcamp training course. Let me congratulate Dave. Dave, congratulations on being the first member to join this awesome course. You took massive action. You jumped right in. You said yes to building my skills, yes to learning how to use Salesforce and not wasting my time, yes to learning how to make more sales and be better at my own job using Salesforce. Wow, that's great. Dave, it's a great $14.98 investment. It's probably one of the best investments you're going to make over the next couple of months because this is going to help you in a big way. Let's see who else signed up for the live bootcamp. Deborah, congratulations. Greg Adams, congratulations. I am really pumped to be able to connect with you guys. Listen, you guys are also going to get access to the private Brainy 8 Academy community. Get ready for that as well. Once you enroll, you'll see instructions on how to join the online community. Seeing a lot of people who are excited saying, oh, this is a no-brainer. I want in. I'm excited. Yep, says Marco. I'm signing up. I can't wait. All right, we've got a couple of questions here. Gina wants to know, what is the web address? Where do I sign up? live.brainy8.com. Adam wants to know, what time will the live classes be offered? That's a great question. We're going to be conducting classes Monday through Friday throughout the course of the day. As soon as you enroll, you should be getting an email hitting your inbox, and it's going to ask you to select your preferred day of the week and the preferred time slot. This way we can accommodate people that are in different time zones as well. That same survey is also going to ask whether or not you need training on Salesforce Classic versus Lightning Experience, and whether or not you're in a nonprofit versus a for-profit. This way, we're going to place everyone in the appropriate class or a section, we'll call it, borrowing terminology from college, based on your responses. You're going to get assigned a specific time slot on the calendar for your recurring class, and you're also going to get a meeting invite. And that meeting invite is going to reserve the time on the calendar for you to be in that class. You're going to have the go-to-meeting details in the calendar invite. Once you get that particular time slot that corresponds with the preferences that you shared, let's say Mondays at 12 p.m. Eastern, that's your time slot for the entire 8 weeks. If you can't join us live during a particular week, and hey, it happens. Things come up. It happens. That's not a big deal. No worries. You can always catch the recording for that week's live class. The recordings are going to be available within 24 hours of the live session. Eric wants to know, am I supposed to be logged into Salesforce during the live class? That's a great question. So ideally, the answer is yes. Ideally, you're watching my screen and you're following along with what I'm doing while also having your own browser window open, logged into Salesforce. This way, as I'm clicking around and simulating logging of calls and creating new tasks and creating reports, you are doing the exact same thing on your side. The goal is for you to feel like I'm sort of looking over your shoulder, showing you what to do and where to click. Allison asks, our company's Salesforce is highly customized. How on earth can you train us without knowing how my company has customized Salesforce? That is a great point, Allison. So this course is purposely structured so that I'm going to be teaching you the core, foundational, essential elements of how to use Salesforce when working with leads, working with contacts, accounts, when working with opportunities, when working with campaigns and cases, and reports and dashboards. It's entirely possible that some of the features that I'm going to be covering are hidden from you, or perhaps you have additional features on your screen that I'm not going to be covering. So if I'm showing features that are not available to you, or maybe you don't see them for some reason, you should still, from my perspective, you should still have knowledge, and you should still have the skill set to know how to use these features, to know that they exist, first of all, and also to know how to use them. It's entirely possible that they're hidden from you for reasons that no one really understands in your organization. Maybe it's complete oversight. By you knowing about these features and learning how to use them, you will be able to turn to the Salesforce admin and ask, hey, why aren't these features available to us? And guess what? Although there might be some valid reasons, you might potentially be the catalyst for opening up these features for your organization. And in turn, you are going to become the company superhero because everyone's going to start asking, hey, how on earth did you even know that these features even exist in the first place? Let me also point out something else as it relates to the customizations of Salesforce that you might have in your day-to-day job. So let me point out that once you enroll in this course, I'm going to be sharing with you information on how you can create your own free version of Salesforce for training purposes. And don't be scared or intimidated that this is referred to as a developer edition. So I'm going to show you how you can get this developer edition of Salesforce absolutely free and keep it for life. What does this mean? This means that you could do all of the training exercises, all of the classes, following along with everything that I'm teaching you in a brand new clean Salesforce environment where all of the features are open up to you and they're all available to you. You have all the power available. Many people actually prefer doing training and I'll call it playing around in their own private version of Salesforce. This way they don't have to risk messing anything up or unintentionally deleting or changing a record of an actual customer or prospect. Let's see some other comments that we have here. You know, could you guys believe it? $14.98. I'm going to teach you the best and easiest tricks on how to use Salesforce that I've been learning for the last 10 years. Isn't this outrageous? To me, this is a complete no-brainer. And by the way, as I mentioned earlier, if after going through my training classes and you're still not getting it and you can't do the things that I'm showing you in the class, then just cancel within 30 days and you're going to get a full refund. You simply need to show us that you completed the worksheets, and we're going to be giving you and showing, you need to show us the screenshots of all of your results. Hey, I'm doing this because I want to help you and I want to have a positive impact on your lives. And if I'm not able to do that, you should not be paying me. I'm planning on showing you how to use Salesforce in a simple way so that you can take action immediately during the class. My goal is that during the class, this is why I want you logged into Salesforce during the class. I want you to see exactly what I'm doing so that during the course of a 1-hour session, you walk away completely empowered, having learned not only conceptually, oh, it's possible to do blah, blah, blah. No, you should feel comfortable doing it. You should be clicking through just like I'm clicking through and showing on my screen. I want you to be empowered to do it during the class so that each hour is a massive learning experience for you. So I'm not going to be teaching just conceptually, oh, by the way, there's this concept where you could do blah, blah, blah. No, I'm going to teach you how you can find your customers and prospects in Salesforce. I'm going to teach you how you can update your customers and prospects in Salesforce. I'll teach you how you can log your calls, your tasks, your meetings, your notes against your customers and prospects. I'm going to show you how you can create a new deal. I'll show you how you can collaborate with your colleagues on deals that you've been working on without having to keep jumping back and forth between Salesforce and your inbox. Each live class will be focused on a very specific topic on how to use Salesforce to empower you to be better at your current job and any future job that you might take on. Any job where you're expected to use Salesforce. I want to help you build your skill set and build your confidence using Salesforce. I want to help you make more money with less stress by unleashing the power of Salesforce. During each live class, there's going to be a live Q&A where I'm going to be coaching you, asking about those areas that you're still struggling with so that I can address them. I want to help you get over your Salesforce-related hurdles to the extent that I am capable. You can hit me up during these live Q&As with any questions that you have that you are struggling with. And by the way, you're also going to have access to all of the recordings of every single week in case you don't make it to the live event. Just looking at some of the notes here, Carly is saying this is so generous. Yes, it is. I realize. Let's see. Kim is saying, this is great stuff. Oh, Kim, I see you just registered. Congratulations for enrolling in the course. Jessica, Linda, Donna, you guys are going to love this course. Congratulations on signing up for the course. I'm really excited to have the most powerful group of enthusiastic professionals in my course. Jennifer says, I am excited to be training with you. Thank you, Jennifer. Jason wants to know, is this price only good for the next few minutes? No, this price is not only good for the next few minutes. The timer that you see over here, that's a timer for me to know when we got to drop off. I realize that some of you might need to get your manager's approval before expensing this. You can sign up later today. That's not a problem. This is simply a countdown timer for me. So you can claim your spot anytime later. Just keep in mind that since our live classes are only going to be 20 students in each class, and yes, we're going to have multiple classes going on throughout the course of the day and throughout the week, there are a limited number of openings available. Once we reach our max, enrollments will be closed, and anyone who wants to sign up to enroll is going to have to go on a waiting list until the next wave of classes happen in January. Pamela wants to know, during the class, will we be looking at your face or the Salesforce screens or both? That's a great question. The answer is essentially both, although I'm certainly happy to share my camera. You can see me, that I'm here. I'm a real person. I'm not a hologram. I think it's actually more important when doing the actual training for this type of session. I think it's totally cool. When doing the training, I think it's way more important that you guys are looking at the screen because it's more about how to click around in Salesforce. You guys are not paying money to see my face. You're paying money to learn Salesforce. So it's going to be a little bit of both, but primarily sharing the screen of showing you how to use Salesforce. Judy says, thank you. Judy, you're very welcome. Samuel says, thank you for your time. No worries. Thanks, David. So glad I did this. You are very, very welcome. Well, congratulations to all of you. I'm excited to have you guys in this. A lot of you have signed up. Congratulations. If you're in it, let's go. Get started now with the Salesforce One mobile app course. Join us in the exclusive Brainiac Academy private community. I appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed this. Have a fantastic day. I'll talk to you guys soon. Hang in there.